happens.
Dum da dum dum da dum dum da dum skiddly dum dum da dum dum da dum skiddly bop skiddly dum dum. Welcome to episode. Wait there.
Fucking.
Is that how I do it? Yeah.
I think you say
Oh
hello.
no. Yeah. That's what put me off.
It's only been a week since we last did it.
Hello and welcome to. Sorry. Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Shobocast with me, Paul.
Me.
Cameron.
I'm also here.
Oh, that was terrible.
We'll roll
So,
with it.
How's everyone's week?
Yeah, good.
Well,
Went and saw the new Bill and Ted film.
Chaotic.
Oh, is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Didn't know it was out.
It's
Well,
like
before-
84 minutes long, though. It's a lot shorter than I thought. It's shorter than New Mutants, which was the last film I saw.
Both
yes.
the Bill and Ted films are quite short.
Yeah. It was also a lower rating than I thought. It's PG. I thought it'd be like 12A.
Why?
So you could have them swear.
But they don't swear, ever.
Yeah, but
Very
I
radical.
thought, like, because it was a 80s and 90s film, it
But they
would have,
don't
like,
swear, no?
sort of tried to go for the same audience, so it'd be, like, a more mature but still young film, like the MCU films.
No.
No.
Before we move on, I need to apologise for last week. But specifically for my audio quality and mic technique. I took a risk. I went handheld for a week. And it is a risk that did not pay off.
I'll tell you what, Dan. I'll take the blame for that because I did notice how unbearably loud you were and how buzzy you were about 10 minutes in. I didn't say anything.
Well,
So-
Yeah,
I'd like
that
to
was-
apologise for mine this week.
Well, I've not
Something my
finished
mum's
my
thinking.
apology yet.
Oh,
Paul,
sorry,
So why
Dan.
don't you shut the fuck up? I would like to apologise to Dan for having to fix my audio. Terrible mic technique.
I
I would
didn't
like to
do
apologise. Well, I would
Very
like to
modest of you
apologise
there.
to the audience for having to listen to it. And most importantly, I would like to apologise to my friend Nathan, who, after I told him I went handheld for a week, got, I think, genuinely quite angry with me and told me about all the other terrible audio he's had to fix over the years of people just being shit with their microphones.
Well, Dan, I'll now let you apologise to me for that little outburst.
No, I will not
He's done
apologise.
much worse to you before, and you've never asked for an apology, so fuck off.
You should
I'm only
apologise for me for interrupting me, actually. I want an apology, actually.
Oh, well, no.
Episode 9, the apology episode.
To be fair, interrupting people is Cameron's job, so...
Got him.
I hear that.
Right, so... I'd like to apologise for my audio this week, since I'm in my nan's kitchen.
I'd like to apologise in advance for Cameron's audio next week, just because that's kind of the pattern.
And I was planning on buying a new microphone during the week so it doesn't cost like 15 quid.
I was also going to apologise because I've got a cold, so I might cough a lot. And if I'm not here next week,
I'm
then
gonna.
it's because I've got the virus and died.
Oh,
So
I would
Yeah.
also like to apologise on behalf of Paul because he has a cold.
I would like to
Thank you.
apologise on behalf of all of us for delaying this intro so much and not just getting into the podcast.
I'd like to apologise. No, I'm joking.
I would like to apologise for nothing, really. Go fuck yourselves.
And I would
past
like to
insults.
apologise on behalf of the podcast for that, for those naughty words Cameron just said.
I've said much worse.
I'd like to apologise right now to all all of you here because I'm going to cut all of that out in the edit. So
And I would like to apologise to everyone listening to this who knows that he did not cut it out in the edit.
I'd like to apologise on behalf of Cameron later on when he interrupts one or all of us too long.
do you know what's weird is we managed to record the first ever episode of this, and it was the first time that all of us had met each other, and it went really well. And we're trying to do our
Now
ninth
we've got to
episode,
episode 9,
and this is the
we're-
third. This is the third time I've pressed record.
Now we're all too weird.
We just can't get it right. So
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Shobocast.
Could you be a bit sadder saying that?
do it as Ryan.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
With I've got to lean into it by doing the classic line first. Yaz, you are so cool right now. Hello and welcome to episode 7. It's not even episode 7. It's episode 9.
You had one job.
Just use that.
Oh my god.
Do you want me to do it again?
No.
No, wait. I've got a better one.
Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Shobocast.
Paul, you are stripped of your position as host.
The first and only time we have recorded this intro. I'm amazed we've got to 9 episodes. My name is Dan.
My name is Dan as well.
I'm Cameron.
And that's
My name
all
is
the people on this
also
podcast.
That's just us three
There's
today.
no one else.
There's no one else with us.
Why don't you just
no-
use the first intro we done, Dan? Fuck
Because
hell.
this one's
It's
better.
all shit.
Let's go straight
Bish,
into
bash, bosh. Straight in.
I
We've got a theme
listen.
tune
I'll
in.
see you next week.
Should we do the news?
The
Yes.
Beast Below was the one where we just chatted loads of shit for ages.
Paul, shut up.
I'm sure it was.
No, Beast Below is my favourite. Oh no, wait. No,
Yeah,
but
'cause
Beast
you
Below
were
was a bad
pissed
one.
on the Beast Below.
Yeah, I was pissed. No, the Curse of Paladin was a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to that one, by the way.
Yeah. Turn this one
We've
off
got
now.
something like an average of 30 listeners now across.
Which is
Platforms.
more than I would think.
What the hell are you doing with your time? And
no,
also,
no.
please get in touch. Because we've only
Yeah.
heard from like a select few. So if you want to send an email to us, do it.
I had a review somewhere from one of my friends gave it a review. This is Becky from work who listened to more of the episodes than I thought she would have.
So Dan does actually know a girl who listens to it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
In fact, the only people I know who listen to this, who I know, are all girls.
Well, that makes sense
Really?
then. Because 52% of our audience is female.
For male,
Yeah.
where's the she sent it to me. I'm looking for it.
We
I
believe
think
you.
I've gone past it. Here we go. It's 2 words. Not horrific.
That's a glowing review in my
Was
eyes.
that all you just... Oh my god, as if you couldn't remember that. Start again.
No.
Fuck me.
I think, quite frankly, that was worth all the searching.
Oh, we had another review, I think. Wait,
Really?
what date is it?
But it just says good.
I don't think I
It's
put
the
it on
19th.
the. I don't think I put it on the Instagram when I put the picture of the first few reviews we got. This one I don't recognise, and it says this is by Angry Thomas Fan 1963.
Was this any of you?
I don't think so. It just says interesting. That was the header. 5 stars.
Oh, okay.
It's very generous. And it says Scouse one is a bit of a shill, but it's a nice listen.
What?
Sorry.
Is this real?
This is real.
What does it say?
It says Scouse one is a bit of a shill, but it's a nice listen.
Fuck me, lad.
From,
Sorry for enjoying it.
Huh.
5 stars. Give it 4 stars then. Fucking hell. At least be honest.
Nah, give it 5 stars.
Yeah, please give it 5 stars. The news.
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 Can't believe he called me a shill. I just like it.
You are.
Well,
There's a quick addendum to a story from last week about the New York Comic Con panel, and that's Bradley Walsh is joining,
Cool.
which means I definitely think there's probably going to be a revolution of the Daleks trailer.
I think so too.
Yeah, so yeah. That's quick. A quick bite. Quick bite.
Tasty.
I also think this means that Bradley Walsh may not step back fully. I reckon he might be in some of Series 13.
Yeah, potentially. Although, based on the
Something
way
happens to Brian in the Christmas New Year special, and then he deals with that through the series and then leaves, sort of thing.
Yeah, although based on the way that companions tend to leave. I'm assuming they're both going to be horrifically murdered, or
Well,
worse.
horrifically murdered and then just brought back to life anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they'll kill him off in this era. It's not really the.
No,
vibe
I
I
don't
get
think
you.
Graham will find out his cancer's back and leave. And then Ryan will leave to take care of him. And then Yaz will
I
stay
think-
because she's just so horny for the Doctor.
I think they'll go live on a planet somewhere where like time's really slowed down, so he gets like way longer. If they were gonna, write cancer into it, I could
I
see
reckon-
something like that.
I mean,
He'll shag that woman from the last episode.
Ravioli.
strictly speaking, that's not how relativity works.
Shut up!
from their point of view, time would pass the same, and he would have the same amount of time.
that'll be why.
It would only be different if, say, Ryan was on a different planet. For him as an observer,
It's a science fiction show, Dan. Anything is possible.
from him as an observer, Graham's life would be a much longer. But from
Right, well, I'm cutting this bit out. Just trying to be cute and come up with a nice ending to their arc, but yeah, it's alright.
I dropped my phone just as I came into my nan's with
Is this news?
the charge. Yeah, the charger came out of it, and the screen's lit up a couple of times, and it doesn't do that when I get a message. So I thought that the charger might have been broke, and it keeps going off charge.
Well,
But
I'm
it turns
glad-
out I've just had 2 missed calls. So
I'm glad you told us that.
you're welcome.
Shall I move on with the news?
Yeah, what's next in the news, on the menu?
Why
Um,
not?
Well, it's our
Fine.
weekly bit of Time Lord Victorious news.
Woo!
Yay!
I've got my poster there. I got my big Time Lord Victorious poster there. I was going to put
Well,
it up
yes.
for this episode, but I felt too ill.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Monstrous Beauty, issue 1. It's out. It comes with the Doctor Who magazine. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I think
it
I've
might
gone
actually
mad.
be the other way round there, Dan. I think it may be the magazine comes with Monstrous Beauty.
Well,
Look at that.
I choose to be more
I don't have it.
optimistic about the Doctor Who magazine. Because I like it, even though I've not bought a copy in probably 7 years.
It's a
I've
good
not bought
issue.
a copy. So how much of a shell am I now?
I tried to
Go
buy
on.
a copy, but
Still
fuck Forbidden
physical.
Planet.
That's your issue for trying to buy a magazine.
Do you want me
from
to
Forbidden
read it
Planet?
really quickly and then I can review
take
it?
a drink. Take a drink every time Cameron orders something and then brings it up passive aggressively on the podcast.
Uh,
He says it in that exact
Why can't
same
they do
tone
their
of
job
voice.
properly? Why did
Dan-
they have it listed on Tuesday if they weren't selling it?
Dan,
Careful.
you said you wanted to talk about this issue, didn't you?
I'm just reading this comic now so I can review it for you, so keep rambling.
Okay. Oh, well, I've got nothing else to say.
Alright, well, the Doctor and
Um,
Rose have landed on a planet, and she asks him a
Oh.
question, he says something, but I turned the page, so I can't read that now.
Okay.
And there's this old guy who reminds me of one of those weird Transformers in Transformers 3. You know, the one that, like, builds shit. And then...
All of the Transformers.
Okay. And there's these things that are, like, they kind of remind me of the Flood from Halo, but they're kind of not. What
Okay.
else?
The Flood
Oh, there's a
from
big
the
bat.
Waters of
There's a big
Oz.
bat.
A big bat.
There's a
Oh,
picture.
big bat like from Batman Forever.
And Rose shouting, "Ah, Shri!" And then he's going, "Rose, no!"
Rose.
And then,
No.
and then the next panel says, "Scrash!" And the next one says, "Scree!" Again. And then they're inside.
Thrilling.
And then
This is-
Rose is on. Rose is
To
on a bed.
quote the great Dan Shinks, this is not entertainment.
And there's this dude, and that is my review of Monstrous Beauty, or as I call it, Monstrous Booty.
Oh.
They did
Got
one of
him.
those with the pretty
So,
big arms.
What you want me to
Don't
talk
play
about
that
the issue itself?
Sure. Fill time.
Okay. Fill time.
Phil.
Speaking of-
That's the second
speaking
name
of
of your
Phil
friend.
Time.
Phil, isn't it?
Speaking of Phil, no, we're not getting onto that yet. Yeah, it
Oh my
comes with
God.
this thing, which is a TARDIS
thing.
diorama that you can build,
Ooh.
and it's in
Have you
scale
took any
by
medication
Jing.
for it?
It's what? Funny. It's in scale with the 5-inch figures. These little gems. So that's cool. And it comes with a massive fuck off poster, which I will unveil to the rest of the guys here now. Have you seen this?
You
I
said
have
it,
not.
Don't worry, I'll cut all this out.
It's bigger than Dan.
Just got the whole episode out.
There's this weird picture,
Ooh,
and then
I like that.
so it's the one with Jodie and the TARDIS upside down. It's quite cool. And then there's, that bastarding thing that you've seen everywhere.
Did any of you used to get the other Doctor Who magazine that came with the toy as a kid?
Oh, the
Doctor Who
Doctor Who
Adventures.
Adventures. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd always have like a poster inside them, but it'd be stapled in, so when you ripped it out, there'd be like a massive
Yes.
hole in the middle of the poster.
All
Yeah,
the corners
hated
were
that.
fucked,
Well,
yeah.
unless you were
Proper
me,
hated that.
unless you were clever like me and carefully bent the staples so you could slide it out.
So yeah, that
We're not all
issue
kids,
is out
so-
now, and you should go get it. It's got loads of cool stuff in it, and the magazine itself is quite interesting. But I've not read that yet because I'm recording this stupid podcast. All right.
Because you're illiterate.
And you said I got passive-aggressive pulled.
What did I do? Oh,
You said I got passive-aggressive when Dan's just said that.
What's the next? What's next on the news? What?
Next bit of news. So this, according to the Doctor Who Annual 2021, Sacha Dhawan's Master is officially the next one on after Gomez.
Yes.
I don't know if this is actually news, but I needed to fill space.
I mean,
Did
Fill
you?
space is
We had like
name, isn't it?
50 bits of news.
I've got 4.
You've not.
This is the third one.
And the next one's Dan's fucking. Lad.
it
You
doesn't
sent
really
me
bother
so
me.
much news this week.
You
Trying
really
to figure
didn't.
out which order the masters go.
I
Like,
w-
for me, it's just I don't get it. Like, what are you trying to
Lad.
achieve?
We sent so much news.
I don't. I went through it.
You literally read like the last one or something. I cannot believe this.
Yes, yeah, so inside the manual or whatever, not manual, annual. I'm fine. There's a section where Whittaker's Doctor and Dhawan's Master they have a little chat.
It's a comic booky bit, isn't it?
I don't know. I just read
No,
the radio
it's just like text messages looking things.
where it's the Master explicitly says that he is after Gomez. The quote is, "She spent too long in your company, Doctor. A mistake I don't intend to repeat."
Why is he after Gomez? What's she done?
What? Oh, fuck off.
Oh.
What?
Very good. Very good. I've got one more bit of news, but Dan, do you want to do your little thing, little audio thing?
I wonder what bit.
This
big
is our
bits of
little
news
audio
are.
thing. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Ugh,
Good.
sorry, just getting my
Something
phone.
about you've got a friend Phil and he's done a thing.
I've got a friend Phil, and
Phil
he has done a
time.
thing. So yeah, it's called Doctor Who Audio Adventure Series 1, Episode 1, Bug Hunt, and it's by a guy called Dan McNeil, and it's really good. Considering it's like the first one they've done. Paul, you're looking very confused.
Who the fuck's Dan? Where's Phil?
Yeah, I'll get to that.
It's Dan and Phil.
What's going on here?
And yeah, so Dan McNeil has written it, and you've got Hazel Curnow as the Doctor. Better female Doctor than Jodie Whittaker, in my opinion.
Got
I'm not even
Wow.
doing that as like a joke. I genuinely think they've written a female Doctor really well. But yeah, Daniel Hargreaves. There's a lot of Daniels. There's Nate, Phil Owen.
Yep. When you start an audio medium, you've got to have at least 2 Dans, I've heard.
Yeah, all successful podcasts have 2 Dans in them, so your audio adventure's bound to do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode is not a shambles at all. And then there's a load of other stuff, and I won't say which classic monster's in it, but when I found out, I was like, oh, cool! And
I won't say which classic monsters are in it, but it is the Cybermen.
well, no, it's not Dan. It's the Wirren. Okay, I've spoiled it now,
Oh,
but it's the Wirren.
the Wirren?
Okay, but you know what? Forget it.
Not Helen Mirren.
Yes. The Wirren. I mean, Helen Mirren. That's a very different arc in space right there. Yeah, it's a good one, and you should go give it a listen. We'll put a link in the description and all that stuff.
That sounds quite interesting.
You should.
I'll check.
It's only 40 minutes long, and like I said, for for their first kind of attempt, attempt sounds like it failed. Like for their first kind of, you know what I mean? For the first one, it sounds like
you give it a good go.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It feels like they've done them before, and it sounds really good.
It's like when a teacher says that was a good try, and you're like, oh.
It's better than some Big Finish I've listened to, so I'll just say that. I just want to say, if you're a listener of this show and you have got any fan projects or like YouTube things or anything to plug, you can absolutely do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you hear that? Stupid?
I'd love to hear them.
So,
did you hear that?
We will show your stuff.
Not my doctor.
What?
Post yesterday.
Oh, what's happened now?
What?
Someone posted a rumour, a fake Not My Doctor rumour, that said Jodie Whittaker's being recast as Gillian Anderson. But they give Jodie Whittaker another role in the show to compensate her.
So the idea was Gillian Anderson was replacing her, and then for compensation they were going to give her a role in another thing. It's like, what?
Another Doctor Who episode it was. So like a companion or something instead.
What the fuck?
Stupidest rumour ever.
I just don't get the like. Oh, let's just make up a blatant
you've
lie.
had a race change to look exactly like me.
Well, just like why would you make something that you know is false as you're typing it, and then be like, oh yeah, this will just happen if I wish hard enough? It's like.
Don't even want Gillian Anderson as the Doctor.
I mean, we're grateful to have as many listeners as we do, but if any of you are part of the Not My Doctor hashtag, you can please just go away.
Fuck off.
We don't.
Yeah, please go away.
We don't support that.
And sit in the weird little hole you all live in. Next in the news, last bit of news. David Tennant is back again.
Yes, the big news.
In what I first read and typed as the Dark Universe.
Not again.
Before realizing, yeah, I had to put in not that one before realizing it in fact said Dalek Universe, which made me a bit sadder. I would have preferred it if it said Dark Universe.
I don't think they can for copyright reasons.
It's not copyright. It's literally in the public domain.
All the characters are, but the
Dark Universe is literally in the public. I'm sure there was another company that had the title Dark Universe as well.
Anyway, yeah. So David Tennant is back as the 10th Doctor in a full cast Big Finish series. It's 9-hour-long episodes.
You'll love to see it or hear it.
Love to see it. They're being released in April next year, and there's also going to be a prologue called The Dalek Protocol, starring
with Tom Baker. Just anyone who can record at home. But yeah,
Isn't
get
the someone coming out in April?
Isn't the Witch?
Christopher Eccleston stuff, isn't that April as well?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when this stuff is coming out. It's odd how often he seems to come back, isn't it?
David Tennant?
Yeah.
Not really.
He's never really left Big Finish though, so can he return if he's never really left?
Yeah,
it kind of feels like, oh, he's back again. He's doing another thing.
He's got free. Well, what? He don't make this much of a commotion when Tom Baker comes. Also, he's going to come back again.
I don't know. It's so weird that David Tennant is seemingly still the face of the franchise, but it's been it's over 10 years since he left. But people, he's still
just iconic, isn't he?
But he's iconic, but also there are other doctors. There are other doctors, and he's great. But there are.
Well, they do stuff with all the doctors except Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, and Jodie Whittaker.
I know, but like he's the one who's still like whenever he does something, it's like, look, it's David Tennant again. We got him back. He's still here. He's still like Time Lord victorious.
Because it's David Tennant.
His face. Well, I know, but
and they don't have the others.
I know, but it's weird that for so much of it, he's still the face of the franchise.
You know this thing that you're talking about that they announced? Is this the thing where it's got the picture on the front of him with his tiny hands?
Don't ruin this poster for
Go
me,
look. Go look at it. If
I'm
it's
gonna
the
go
one
look
I'm
at it.
thinking
Oh.
of, what's it called? So I can get it up to make sure I'm right.
Dalek
Dalek Universe.
Oh wait, hang on. It might.
No,
Sorry, I might
we've
be
got more news actually.
No, it is that one. Look at his hands and the way the coat goes over the hands.
I'm having a look.
Oh,
it
you've
looks like it
ruined it.
fades.
You've
that doesn't-
ruined it.
So there you go. It's ruined forever. And he's got the massive head from the Series 3 shot.
Do you have any other news then, Paul?
Come on,
No.
where's all this news you've been swimming in all week? All this,
Right, let me have a look then. Because I'm sure me and Cameron have sent
all
loads of
this news
week.
you've sent.
I
I've
remember
used
I
all of it.
sent a screen grab of an email I got from HMV saying they have like 2 for £10 on Doctor Who DVDs.
Yeah, but
That
that's
isn't
not
news.
news, is it?
That's
Oh,
not.
John Barrowman. Yeah.
That's
This
not
isn't
news.
news. That's
This
not
isn't news, but I'm going to mention it.
Oh, great! This is one of the many news stories I haven't read out.
You know how I said we go on
Gar-
tangents after the
Gareth
news.
David Lloyd posted the picture on Twitter that said, "Behold my dewy grapes gently succumbing to the fresh southeasterly air." And John Barrowman retweeted it, saying, "I haven't seen your dewy grapes in years."
we have to let Paul have these little moments, otherwise
This is...
he does go a little mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was everyone's thoughts going into it?
Good.
Like what you remember from when it happened first time, or
Good.
your last
Have you-
rewatch?
Have you got anything more to say than good, Paul?
No.
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 So listen.
yeah, listen.
Listen, an episode of Doctor Who. I think
Yeah,
for me, this was when I watched it the first time. This was still in the period where I still wasn't quite agreeing with Peter Capaldi as the Doctor, or more the writing, because it took me until I think last Christmas, his first Christmas special, for me to be like fully behind him.
You were a
Yeah,
fan of Capaldi until Whittaker's first Christmas special.
What? No, to his first Christmas special.
Did you get it? Last Christmas.
Very good, except that it came out at New Year's.
I know, yeah. But shut up.
So,
Pardon me.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think I kind of been like, I don't like it when I was 14, but like looking back on Series 8, I think there's a lot of good stuff in there,
Why didn't you
including
like
this episode. I just didn't like. Hadn't fully gelled with him as the Doctor at the time.
Really?
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought it should have been. I thought it was going to be a lot fresher than it was. In terms of like new TARDIS, new people showing up, new companion, new Doctor.
Yeah.
I was really. I think I was just expecting a bit more than what we got. But on
Yeah.
revisit, like you said, on revisit, you kind of like it a lot more than.
Is this the first time you've revisited it?
No, I've
I've
watched.
done it twice, I think.
I've watched
Well, come on,
the earlier part of Series 8. Basically anything that isn't in the Forest of the Night or Kill the Moon.
Oh.
Let's not talk about those.
I've probably seen the whole series about.
I don't mind Kill the Moon
10
that much,
times.
but in the Forest of the Night, Tiger
the-
Burning Bright.
In the Florist of the Night. Is that what you
That
said?
as well. That can go fuck itself as well.
In the Florist of the Night.
That would be a better episode.
When you
Just
need
a 24-hour florist getting a
You-
Japanese peace lily
you need
and being murdered on her own
flowers.
shears.
Was that a
These
Hot
flowers,
Fuzz
but it's
reference
like-
or?
it's too
Yeah,
late
watch
at
Hot
night.
Fuzz during the week.
Right. Okay.
One at a time, please, fellas.
No.
So
just
should we? Oh, go on.
Just with your point about not gelling with Peter Capaldi until his Christmas special last Christmas, they sort of, looking back at the series, they sort of didn't really have a solid plan of what they were trying to do until then with him, I think.
I suppose so.
Because
Yeah, I can say
they
that.
introduced Orson Pink in this as like a descendant of Danny and, we assume, Clara.
Mhm.
But then they kill off Danny at the end of this series, and at the end of the next series, Clara's also dead.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think that people.
Danny was in a care home though, so his dad might have been a shagger.
I
Probably
think
loads of Danny.
people. I'm going to ignore that one. People tend to like say, "Oh, they made a mistake," but I'm pretty sure that was on purpose. Like, I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like, "Oh, it's fine. They're going to end up together," and all this
It's
stuff, and then he gets killed at the end. So you're like,
See,
"Oh."
The thing
Well,
is
I'm
about,
like-
and I feel this way. I'm sure you guys do as well. No matter how much you enjoy it or hate the Capaldi era overall, he didn't get what he deserved.
Yeah,
I
that's
suppose so. Yeah,
as an actor who is as good as he is, he elevates
Yeah.
poor material amazingly, especially in
Yeah.
Zygon and two-parter, which I think isn't as good as everyone says. But also he's wanted, he's been a fan of Doctor Who since he was 5 years old.
yeah.
And for him to get his era and to look back on it and kind of go, what were they trying to do with that? Why did they do that? It's just a bit like, oh, come on. I really wish he'd got a little bit more to do. And
Yeah,
But
he's
With what
Yeah.
he did with poor material, imagine if that was good material.
I mean, it's all well and good imagining it, but we're never gonna get it.
I know.
no, but
Big finish.
he'll be back though,
Big
won't he,
finish.
for multi-doctor stuff anyway.
he absolutely will.
finish,
So
But like looking back on it, it's overwhelmingly like eventually he became one of my favorite doctors. But I think he maybe didn't have the best material all of the time. And like, I say that as like a fan of Stephen Moffat. It's a lot of it is not his strongest stuff, but also sometimes it's some of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever.
Mommy on the Orient Express.
That's a good
Wow.
one.
That is a fantastic one.
I love that episode so much.
So, what did everyone think of his speech at the start? Like a Capaldi
Very good.
monologue, which is
I
where
liked
he
it, even if it didn't make
Very
much
good.
sense, and forgot that seemed to forget that camouflage is a thing that exists.
The perfect
Yeah.
hiding
I thought
creature
that.
is really cool.
I do like
Yeah.
the bit where the TARDIS is underwater, and he's just.
Yeah,
In terms of predators, it shows a cheetah, and then a pufferfish, and then Jimmy
look at the
Savile.
puffer.
The puffish is for perfect defense, isn't it?
And Jimmy Savile is perfect hiding because he hid in plain sight and no one noticed.
He was in the TARDIS in that very scene, but you just can't see him.
Should we get the obligatory "the lamp was up his butt" comment out of
Ah,
the
do
way?
you know what? His
In the
ass
first
must have
shot.
been gaping that entire episode.
Oh, there it is. There's the line. There is the line.
Do you know what? I'd never heard of this until yesterday.
Heard of butts? You've never
No,
heard of butts?
Heard of him being sat on the lamp.
He was. He was.
He's
sat
a
I
on
very
it.
always
skinny
thought he
man.
was sat cross-legged, so the lamp was next to his dick.
Nope.
This is not
He's
the-
a very
that's
skinny
not
man. He
the-
could be sat in front of the.
I always assumed it was like, oh, it's a cool shot. Let's not think about the lamp so much. Whatever.
Well, that is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So,
get that out of the
just-
way.
Just want a bit of Stephen Moffat information.
Go ahead.
So, Stephen Moffat revealed when he wrote this that he said, "I'm just going to do a chamber piece with no money of the 8th series because I haven't done one of them in ages and I'd like to prove that I can still write." And then, in another
And then-
interview, he said, "My impulse starting was just the idea. What do you do when there's nothing else to do? What does he do when there's nothing else to do?" Meaning the Doctor. Because he'd throw himself off a building if he thought it'd be an incesting on the way down. He's fascinated by anything. And here he is with nothing to do. So he just goes poking things with a stick until something bites. And I think that's really incesting, isn't it? Sort of,
Yeah.
there's a thrill seeker aspect. And this
I-
was also named the best Stephen Moffat story by critics since the 11th Hour.
Careful
which
now.
is
You've been
interesting.
cutting into Cameron's segment.
Yes. I had both of those written down.
Oh.
Yeah, but I do like that this episode kind of starts with just the Doctor's bored. He's just bored, and he goes, "What if? Let's look for a thing. I reckon I can find a thing." I love the little visual gag of when Clara comes back to her flat and the TARDIS is blocking the door, so she's going to get it slightly open.
Why have you
Yeah.
got 3 mirrors to turn you?
there's a lot of
such a big face.
There's a
I
lot
also
of
found that
lines.
quite funny. Oh, you had a date, so I'm hiding in your room.
Here we go. Let's explain jokes. This is when they're most funny. I'm pretty sure it was like he just had no idea that they would end up in the bedroom. It's like if it goes well, they're like, well, obviously they're not going to the bedroom because then you just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's kind of like in a deep breath where he's saying, "What do you do when you don't need to sleep?" She's like, "You leave the room," and he's like, "What's the point of having one room for just sleeping?"
Yes.
So you've kind of looped it back round there. Maybe that's what he was thinking. I don't know.
I think that might have been it. I also enjoy that he completely misses the point of Where's Wally books
Yeah.
and just assumes that Wally is in every single book.
That kind of humour
Do you know
comes back
what's-
again later on with Superman and Clark Kent
Yeah.
when he
Do you know
draws the
what's-
glasses onto Superman and is like, "I think he might be Clark Kent."
You know the Where's Wally thing? Stephen Moffat. He addresses that in Day of the Doctor, but the prose. And he says it was the 11th Doctor, and he spent like days just going through them all. And he said he almost came to the conclusion that he's not in every, but he said he couldn't be too sure. So, surely he could have ran it through the TARDIS, and it just detects whereabouts he is.
That kind of stuff I love. Also with the date stuff, it's clearly Stephen Moffat flexing his coupling muscles again.
Oh, I cringed so hard when she called him Rupert. I was like, why'd you do that? I was like, every time it gets me. Every time I'm like, come on, don't say it.
I quite enjoyed the bit about 23 Wells.
Yeah, he just snaps at her. And it's like, "Oh, what's he
Yeah.
hiding? What's he hiding?" And then you find
Where it's
out.
just like, I really want to kill that child coming through you. That's good. And it's just like, I dug 23 wells! Just in the middle of a restaurant.
Where the
Yeah.
waitress asks
God,
if you
that
want
is,
any
yeah.
water.
I
And
forgot
she's like,
about
don't worry, you'll probably dig for her.
because that is series, it's series 8, isn't it, with the kid?
Who was
Yeah.
this episode?
Oh,
It's stressed throughout his run that he had the morally ambiguous past from when he was a soldier, but
And then, of course, there's that big finish adventure where him and the Doctor go in the TARDIS somewhere. That never happens.
they go in and kill the child again.
yeah.
They go and kill another child, and the Doctor's
Yeah,
like,
we
"See, it's
can-
not so
Daddy, come
anymore,
here.
Mum."
We can hide under his bed, P. We can hide under his bed and kill him in the night.
The Doctor's just taking him on like a
The
murder
Doctor
spree,
is-
and he's
the
like, by the time
Doctor-
you get to the 10th one, you can't remember the
Maybe
first.
maybe the Doctor hiding under the bed is the creature that's perfect at hiding. Maybe it was just him.
He's been in that bedroom on many of Clara's dates.
On the note of, I guess this whole episode is about like, all the things following you, and they like, was it really? Did you really like turn the telly off, or did you like forget about it, or was that something else? My PlayStation has been playing up recently, and when I'm outside of the room, yeah. When I'm outside the room or stuff, or I'll come into the room and it's turned itself on, and it's ejected the disc that was in it.
My Xbox used to do that.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything of it until I watched this episode. And then they're basically suggesting, "Oh no, you've just got a monster in your house."
My
I don't
Xbox,
really get
I
the bit
haven't
about
used it.
TVs.
My Xbox, yeah, I haven't used it for 2 years. I've sold it, but like every now and again, I'll just be sat there, hear the turning on. I'll be like, "What's going on there?" The dustiest thing in my room. Yeah.
Are you okay,
So,
Dan?
like-
Have you turned off?
The TV's turning himself off. It's like, you do realise that TVs have a feature on them where if
Cameron, you're
nothing
missing
happened.
the point of this episode so badly.
I like picking holes in things.
There are no holes to be picked.
Yes, there are.
What else?
I like the callback to the 11th Doctor. Saying it's good to be scared in dangerous situations.
Yeah,
From Time of the Angels.
Yeah, the whole fear speech.
Yeah,
Um,
that's very good.
yeah, I like that. That's like a recurring thing about his character. Like the whole, he's got never be cruel, never be cowardly, and his whole stuff about fear is. I love that.
I
That's what
love that.
I love about Doctor Who. I think
This
And-
really is Moffat proof, and he can still write.
Dan appears to.
Okay,
Oh, he's back on.
experiment. Dan,
Let's
you
go.
said you
Hello.
really like the life philosophy of the Doctor there.
Yes.
The eagerness to just jump into the unknown.
Mhm.
What do you think about Clara informing that life philosophy on him and giving him that speech?
Oh, that it's kind of circular.
Yeah, the fact that it's her who gives him that mission statement. What do you?
It's good.
Because I hated it on broadcast, but the more I look back at that whole scene in the barn, I kind of like it.
I think I did like it. I think.
Yeah, I like her. I've never not liked her.
Mm.
I was really hoping they weren't going to make a big thing about the barn that we've like only just seen once, but
I
I'm glad
remember
they
it at
didn't.
first. I didn't like seeing the Doctor as a kid, but it's alright. Like, not nothing, so.
Yeah, you compare it to the Timeless Children, it's like there's so many things we don't know about the Doctor, so it doesn't matter.
I love when people say the Timeless Children's mistakes. Like, has it?
I didn't quite like that bit at the end with Clara giving him the mission statement.
Wait,
Because-
you didn't or you did?
I
Because
didn't.
time travel doesn't exist.
No, because I
Oh,
always
shit.
saw it as the Doctor, his mission statement thing at 12 was something he had picked up over the years, and it was a statement. It was evolving with him.
You're right there, because the first Doctor doesn't want to go on adventures at first, and he just...
No,
yeah,
he just
no.
wants
Probably.
to.
Probably
no,
is
but the line "Fear makes companions of all" is a first Doctor.
was a
line.
first Doctor line, yeah.
Yeah,
True.
but
Someone on
when we
every
first meet
child.
him,
But
he
it-
doesn't want to do
Exactly,
things, and it slowly evolves
that's
over
part of
and
his
over.
arc, isn't it? That he likes to go
Yeah.
on more adventures,
Well,
and then by the
ju-
time he's
just 'cause-
Patrick, he pays for it by getting...
Just because someone's told you something doesn't mean you're immediately like, "That's it." Like he's heard it, he's still like cowardly and doesn't want to go on the stuff, but then slowly.
Yeah.
I
Plus,
disagree.
it also adapts over time.
I disagree.
It'll be,
Yeah, but-
it'll be in his subconscious, and then eventually he'll pick up the philosophy, and then tell Clara for Clara to tell him, for him
Yeah.
to learn it.
What do you all think about the fact that this is quite an open-ended episode?
Love it. There's,
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because
there's
people
something
either
about
think
the
it's
open-ended
lazy.
episodes that are dead cool.
People think it's either lazy or really clever.
Well,
Yeah.
what it is,
I'm kind of on the
like-
fence still about what the creature was.
Mm-hmm.
there's like some things that you're better off not knowing, obviously, in real life and in the show. Like the Beast. I like how the Doctor doesn't want to find out what the Beast is, and he's like, just let it die. We don't need to know. Same with this. It's like there's something there, but don't look at it because it doesn't want you to know. So
Mm-hmm.
good. I like it. Imagine if Stephen Moffat went, "They're the Weeping Angel."
I
The
imagine.
anti-Weeping Angels, they can only move if you... Never mind, they're not.
There's that theory,
Why-
isn't there, that the Weeping Angels are dead Time Lords?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind
I
it.
think-
It's just a bit.
I-
What? Okay.
It makes sense with the meat feeding off time energy. So if they're decaying, then they'd want the time energy to restore. But
I think
You know.
my theory for this episode is it's all kind of confirmation bias with the Doctor. So like
What do you mean?
he had that experience in the barn as a child where Clara grabs his leg.
yep,
And he spends his whole life thinking about that. And over time, like, just puts together different examples of what it could, like, different examples that are caused by 1,000 other things. And, like, he's conflated them all into this one. It must be something got me.
do you know what though?
Well, like, I think the thing in Danny Pink's room, something else. The thing at the end of the universe, that's something else. And he's going, these are all the same
Oh.
thing to me.
He's relating them. He's relating
Yeah.
unrelated things back to.
He's
Mm.
done Twitter research.
That is. I've not actually thought of it that way, and I have now. That is now my opinion. Thank you.
That's
You're
cool,
welcome.
That's
That's a good way
yeah.
of
I didn't
thinking
think of
about
it as that, but you're right. He's
Well-
probably so focused on just kind of self-indulgence
Confirming it.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's a very good.
That's
point.
very Moffat-y in a way.
It's
yeah,
very 12th Doctor as well.
Self-indulgence. Yeah, one of my favourite scenes from the episode is when he just steals the man's cover
Yeah.
And the man's like, "What's happened here?" The man,
Like after
yeah.
he just gives a quite creepy speech as well about, oh, did
Yeah.
you turn it off? Or did something else? And then walks off with
we
his coffee.
Talk about this man. What Sutton? Yeah, this man's either the weirdest character in Doctor Who or the most interesting. Because if he doesn't find this a little bit weird, something big going on in his life, for a man to show up in this children's home unannounced, steal his coffee without him seeing it, and then fuck off.
It's
Further
in the
into
middle of the night as
children's home.
well.
Is he inspector?
Yeah.
He's doing inspections.
And he doesn't bat an eye when he just disappears. Something's going on in his house. Something dead weird.
I reckon stuff like that happens to him so often. He's like,
Literally.
oh,
maybe it's
go.
like what Eleven said to little Amelia at the table, and he's saying like, I crashed into your back garden, and you weren't like frazzled by that at all. So it must be a hell of a scary crack in your wall.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
that guy. The background of that guy is he's seen some serious shit. So when a coffee disappears and a guy turns up, he's just like,
maybe he was no, I don't know, but yeah. I was just thinking he must have seen some shit in his time. Like there's got to be something going on in his life.
He watched Danny
where
Pink
a man
shoot the child.
disappears.
He was the child that Danny Pink shot.
He was the gun. But yeah, I just thought, there's something going on. I'd love to.
With
Big Finish. That seems like a
Danny
job to
Pink,
them.
what are your opinions on Samuel Anderson in the wig as Orson Pink?
It's not a great wig, is it?
No,
wasn't
it's
sure
not.
what
It's a bit of a silly wig.
what was the point of, like, he wouldn't look like Danny. That's the thing. So what was the point of doing it apart from just to have the Danny moment?
To show that he has very strong genetics.
Because they've been watching a lot of Back to the Future, and as we know from Back to the Future, that's how lineages work.
Yeah.
Look at everyone in your family looks exactly like you.
Where we're going, we don't need Clara.
Orson's suit's one of the similar to one of the Sanctuary base suits.
It is the
Very
Sanctuary
similar.
base one.
Yeah.
There's even like in the footage apparently of him taking off in the ship, he's got the Sanctuary base logo on it. So you can't even make the argument that it's the Doctor's. Like in Universe, I'm talking about. Like when he first shows up, you could make the argument that the Doctor's given it to go out in. Because it's in the footage as well, it's just a mistake.
No, but in real life, it's the same prop.
I like the idea that the Doctor, like he got back on the TARDIS after the Satan pit, still wearing that suit. He's like, you know what?
No matter how many times the TARDIS destroys itself and rebuilds, that suit is in perfect nick.
He's still got that same suit.
That suit's the most indestructible thing in the galaxy.
Same as Martha's phone.
Generating that suit and it wouldn't have a scratch on it.
That suit and Martha's phone are still knocking about in perfect quality.
And yet the suit he wears in 42, that just got destroyed by his son, I'm guessing.
Is that not the same suit?
No.
Oh, right.
I think it's the same prop, but it's red. Yeah. And it's got a collar on it to look slightly different, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. The action figures look exactly the same.
It's in the Waters of Mars as well, isn't it, that one?
That's the Sanctuary base.
Yeah, the orange
Matt Smith wears it as well, doesn't he?
In Hyde.
I remember when Matt Smith turned up in it in Hyde, I was like,
I'm waiting for Whittaker to turn up.
It might be I think it's the easiest custom figure you could ever make. Just get a body off that, and then any Doctor head, and you've got it.
Capaldi wears
That's your
it
job for next week, Dan.
Capaldi wears it in Kill the Moon.
Yeah. He has more in that one though as well. He has one for Clara and one for the child.
Interesting callback that I noticed was when the 12th Doctor wakes up, he says the 4th Doctor's first words from when he wakes up after regenerating, which is cool.
He says them a couple of times, doesn't he? He says it in a...
Yeah, but he says he does it in his regeneration as well.
Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he says, I don't want to go, and I will always remember.
Does
when
he
the
say
Doctor was
Braveheart
naked.
as well at one point in his era?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he does.
Stupid phrase, that one, by the way.
It only really works if you're saying Braveheart Tegan to Tegan.
Yeah, he
But then
just
All of the other
Braveheart,
times where
he
it's just
sounds
like,
a kid's
Braveheart.
cartoon character.
he uses it in the complete wrong he's just like deactivated a bomb or something. He just goes
He-
Braveheart Tegan. Everyone's like, what?
He's reading a book, and Clara goes, "What's that?" And he says, "Braveheart."
Tegan.
But
Tegan comes in the room. He's watching a film. It's
The
like,
TV
Tegan,
turns
"Oh,
itself off.
what's that you're watching there, Doctor?" And he goes, "Oh, Braveheart, Tegan." Excellent joke. Worth all the
What's
time.
that game you're playing there, Doctor? It's Mario Kart, Tegan. I don't know what's going on with my fifth Doctor
It's,
impression lately. It's really
so
going
when-
down the shitter.
it's just really out of breath.
Yeah, so imagine if like Tegan comes in the room and the Doctor he's watching a film, but then also at the same time he has a heart attack. So Tegan goes, "Oh, what film are you watching?" And he goes, "Brave." What? Tegan.
She says, "What were you watching before?" And he goes, "Paul Blart, Tegan." I'm trying to think of
Anything else
I'm
about
out. I'm out. I can't think of
Are we just
anything
gonna make
else.
Braveheart jokes?
Well, he is Scottish, so the 12th Doctor, that is.
When so the Doctor he's playing Scrabble with Adric, and then Tegan comes in. She's so angry, she flips the board. Yeah, so the Doctor he's like, "Oh, brave, oh, heart," and then Tegan she flips and he goes, "Tegan." When the Doctor he's thinking about his favorite Mel Gibson film, and Tegan comes in, but she slips on a banana. And he's like, "Ah, Braveheart, Tegan." I think I've run out of them now.
The Doctor's texting with a
Oh,
song.
here we go. There we go.
And she's like, "What are you doing?" XOX. And he's like, "Oh, just watching a film." And then she says, "Oh, what film?" And he says, "Brave," with a little heart emoji. And then he gets a phone call from Tegan, and he just screams, "Tegan!" Oh.
And I think
I've got
this
one.
bit-
I've got one.
Okay.
I can't believe none of us have spoken about the amazing, gripping part of season 20. What was it? No, it was after 5 Doctors. Oh, no, it was season 22, wasn't it? And
Yep,
obviously, Tegan walks in. TARDIS console's full because everyone's just talking about the crazy day they've just had, and everybody's there, and it's it's quite loud. And she's thinking, I could get away with a bit of wind here. No one will hear me. The time rotor's going. You've got the doors opening every now and then. That all that's going on, and she lets one rip, and everyone turns around and goes, "That was a brave fart, Tegan." But we all heard it.
It took me a while to realise where that. Oh.
I've got another one.
Oh no!
I won't bother. Nah, she's
Okay.
she's in Microsoft PowerPoint, and she's in the PowerPoint, and she's
Just the PowerPoint of all the former companions.
she's predicting which companion will leave at the end of Resurrection of the Daleks, and she hasn't included herself, and the Doctor acknowledges this and goes, "That's a brave chart, Tegan."
I've got one more.
Go on.
So Tegan gives the Doctor a scruffy bit of rope and asks him if he can tie it, but the Doctor's a bit preoccupied, so he just replies with like simple one-word answers, and he's like, "Frayed, can't, Tegan." Because the rope's frayed.
I've got another one. I don't. Just give us 10 minutes of silence while we all come up with another one.
I'll do my trivia once you come up with jokes.
So they're playing a game of it's a bar. They're in a bar. They're playing typical like games you playing there,
Like snooker.
like say snooker or other ones.
Okay, ones that involve throwing, perhaps.
Yeah,
and a
Balance
board.
never
and they're throwing it. She's throwing. She's aiming for a triple 20. But she
Triple
misses.
wet, Doc.
She misses and she gets 1. And like the Doctor's like, oh, it was a bit silly, but you know what? That was a brave dart, Tegan.
There it is.
The Doctor takes Tegan to France, and she's like, "Why are we going to France?" And he's like, "Oh, you'll see." And they walk about, and then they see the Louvre, and she goes, "Why are we going to the Louvre?" And I crave art, Tegan.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
So shall we talk about the end of the episode now?
Yeah, we should.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
Hang on, I've got one more. So they're in Stone Age. They're in the Stone Age. And they see little drawings on the wall in some caverns. And Tegan, she's like, what's that on the wall, Doctor? And he goes, oh, that's cave art, Tegan.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do this every week.
No. So,
I think this bit is officially.
this
This
horse.
bit is officially outstayed its welcome.
This horse is but a skeleton, a bloody puddle at this point, with how much we've beaten.
So
So the Doctor and Tegan are in. No.
No, Clara.
So the kid who plays the Doctor is he's in the Louvre in France. No, I'm joking. So I'm not doing that bit again. So the kid who plays the Doctor is the first Doctor, obviously. None of this timeless children stuff. That's the first time we've seen the first Doctor in the modern series without archive footage, and he's the third actor to play him.
You are really, really cutting into Cameron's trivia section here.
I've got more trivia about the kid. It's fine.
Okay.
It's the third. I guess it's the fourth now with Bradley.
No, it's still the third actor. Bradley's the fourth actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it'd be the fourth actor with Bradley. Yeah, because you've got Hartnell, the man in a wig. This kid, Bradley. I'm joking. His name's Richard Turnbull, and I'm sure he's mediocre. But yeah,
A very good actor, just not in that Doctor Who episode.
Also, Moffat, yeah, because we all love Moffat.
Is this another bit of trivia?
It's not trivia.
Well, maybe save it for Cameron.
It's not trivia.
Okay.
I don't have much about Moffat in the trivia.
Did you find it in the IMDb trivia section?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what's his name? Do you remember I put in the group about in Moffat's first episode? He mentions that weapon, then shows up in his last episode. That Twice Upon a Time.
The weapon factory of Villengard.
Yep. So that a callback to one of his own episodes. And Moffat said he wanted to go back to his roots in this episode that I mentioned earlier. Well, in this, he makes mention of, well, he doesn't make, he shows the Doctor alone, separated from all the other kids, and then two people come in and they're like, yeah, you can always come with the other kids if you want. And he's like, no, go away. Well, in the empty child, the Doctor says that, doesn't he? He says he knows what it's like to be a lonely kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Doctor's apparently afraid of the dark.
Like he's shown no times before.
Yeah, in 12,000 years of living.
What?
We only now just discover.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Surely
no.
that's because he's all about how fear's a superpower, and like it makes him better. I've seen a lot of people complaining about that. It's like, oh, it never comes up again. It makes complete sense.
He
God,
keeps
he's scared
him
of
on
the
edge.
dark.
He
I
keeps
just
him on his
reckon
A-game.
of all of the things for the Doctor to be scared of, the dark, out of all of the things that he has seen and done,
But it's a
the dark.
completely it's a completely
why not
normal thing.
When you watch the episode, you see why he's scared of the dark. Because as a child, He was in a dark barn
Yeah, but
on his own,
with the Doctor,
and someone grabbed his ankle.
who lives his life with adventure and stuff and wants to do so many things before he died. Surely a better thing for him to be scared of would be the inky black void of death.
Yeah, but he doesn't have
And
that to
that's,
fear.
and that's,
He's a
and
Time
do you know
Lord.
what? Do you know what that is? That black void is very, very dark.
Yeah.
Got him!
Just like in Torchwood when they say there's something waiting for Jack, because it is just nothing. So yeah, he has a right to fear the dark, and it keeps him on his A game. And that's how we like him. So yeah, what did you give it out? Are we gonna do it now? Let's not.
No,
do
We,
that.
we're
we,
not.
used,
Did you give it out of
we did
this
out
is
of
a good
10s
or
for the
bad
first
story?
few episodes, but then we
Well,
kind of
it just
stopped
means
doing it.
nothing.
I think we just forgot.
So, camera out of 10.
I say it's
Paul,
a
out
4
of
out
10.
of 5.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
So you're going to be that guy, huh? So an 8 out
Yes.
of 10. Okay. Paul.
10, 9.
Alright,
I'm giving
I
it
didn't
a 9.
expect that. Dan.
7.
Oh, I'm going to give it an 8.
Ooh.
So,
So,
there. Viewer thoughts?
Quite a good episode.
Oh, wait,
Your
trivia.
thoughts?
Trivia? Have we done
Uh,
trivia?
oh, yeah,
I fell
trivia.
asleep,
No,
I think.
not.
Well, Paul's done most of it. So...
Paul's done bits of it, but I do have other bits.
Trivia time.
So it is one of the few episodes not to feature a main antagonist, because
Mhm.
there's never really a monster. It's just the idea of a monster. Written at the champion. Critics called this one of the best Moffat episodes since the 11th hour.
I said that earlier.
I don't remember that bit, so
I do remember.
It feels really weird hearing Cameron do the trivia bit and not hearing him say, Episode 1 got 7.3 million views, Episode 2 got 8.7 million views.
yeah, it's only one episode. I don't have to work out an average.
What did you do? Oh yeah, the classic series.
Yeah, when Clara sees her past self leaving the restaurant, she asks, "Is that what I look like from the back?" And this is a line lifted directly out of Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban, as said by Hermione.
Just before punching Draco in the face, or just after?
Just after, because they're
Yeah.
leaving Hagrid's hut.
Classic.
This is the first time we see the Doctor as a child, as Paul has mentioned, up until Timeless Children, but screw
isn't
that,
the
we're not
Doctor,
talking about it.
That's the Timeless Child.
But it's, aside from actually Gallifreyan children, this is the second time we've ever seen a major Time Lord as a child, the first being the Master in The Sound of Drums.
What about in Day of the Doctor?
They were just Gallifreyans.
They were just random children. They weren't
Yeah.
important.
They weren't
those
important.
weren't friends.
They weren't
Nature
important.
either.
They
They were
weren't
just
important
Shibogans.
characters. They were just children.
They were just Shibo guys and Shibo gals.
The actor playing the young Doctor, I'm ignoring that to try and get rid of it, was heavily rumoured for a long time to be Ty Tennant, who is famously the grandson of the Fifth Doctor and the daughter of Georgia Moffat and the
The daughter?
adoptive... Yeah. And the
The
adoptive son of David Tennant.
Oh, I didn't know he was adopted until a few weeks back. And I was like, he's been alive longer than they've been together. And I was very confused. And I was
but
like,
it has
nice.
since been revealed that it wasn't Ty Tennant, and it was a actor called Michael Jones, who I couldn't find anything about.
Michael Jones, the most generic name ever.
Michael Jones, if you're listening to the Shobocast, like all good people do.
I've got something to reveal.
Michael Jones, the son of John Smith.
He's here!
Michael Jones the whole time.
Shinks was Jones all the time. What? I'm so
Well, that is-
tired.
That is my dad's name. Michael is my dad's name.
Oh.
Awesome.
That's the
pink
same
shit
here.
as well.
Why have we both got the same name and our dads have the same
Same.
name as well? What is this?
My dad's also called Michael.
I don't believe that.
Mine's called Mark.
That's ridiculous.
Mine's called Mark.
Yeah, Awesome Pink's ship, even though it's designed for a solo journey, has 2 seats for a co-pilot.
Well, no, that's where he puts his bag.
Solo journey means one way, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he was
No,
only the only
no.
person shown to get into
It
it.
means he goes there on his own
No,
and
Cameron,
plays a sick guitar solo the entire journey.
He went with someone and then he ate them.
He's
All right,
just
and here's
shredding at the end of the universe. That's all he
to
does.
please Dan. This episode in the week viewing figures were 7.01 million viewers.
Say it again.
Thank- No. And then a bit more slightly illegal stuff here.
Oh
The
God.
script,
Is John
The script
Pertwee on
and then-
set driving cars?
I know, yeah.
the script and an early copy of the episode without a lot of the ADR and CG effects were leaked beforehand, along with the first 5 episodes of Series 8. So the script was leaked on the 6th of July, and the episode was leaked on the 23rd of August, which was...
Very close to when it came out.
The script was a few months, but the episode... Yeah. But they were leaked from a BBC server in Miami, and they then very quickly fixed that and possibly fired a lot of people.
Is Miami that place in movies that has like a Hollywood sign that says Miami doesn't exist in real life?
That's Springfield in The Simpsons.
No, it's Miami, I'm pretty sure. It's in like, I think it was first in Bad Boys or something. But it
I've
turns
never
up
seen
a
those
lot
films.
for something that doesn't exist. I haven't. It's just a fact.
I don't know facts about things I've not seen.
Well, learn, son. Never going to be on the chase with this attitude, Cameron.
I don't want to be on the chase. It looks boring to be on.
Bet you couldn't
They
even
take,
get
like,
through the cash
You need
builder.
to have me
Nah, I said
watch.
it.
Do they take like 3 years to actually show your episode?
Please, can we move on?
I like
Yeah.
how Cameron's saying this like it's a question.
My mum's cousin was on the chase.
Oh, you've never mentioned that.
Oh, have I said that already?
Yeah, last
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Like, episode before last, I think. That's one like that.
We've just got the freeping cheese, Joel.
Paul, it's now your bit.
Ran out of anecdotes.
Paul can do the viewer thoughts while I go and have a piss.
Oh, I'm going to go have a piss as well.
Okay, then.
Nah,
Alfred said,
No, don't. Wait, are you just going to read them out?
yeah.
Alright, okay, I'll go have a piss then.
Alfred said,
I'm staying.
Sound. Alfred said, great start, mediocre finish. Pointless twist with Danny that went nowhere. And I'm not massively keen on 12 talking to the audience at the start, even if it's played off like he's talking to the creature that hides or some pish.
I
So,
quite
you know,
like
yeah.
the bit at the start though. So
I love that.
Alfred's wrong.
Yeah, objectively. Landy said, one of Moffat's most underrated episodes. And to be honest, I agree, because I never heard anyone say
But the critic said it was one of the best, so how can it be underrated?
it's underrated in the fact that it's forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom is very, very passionate in the wrong way about this episode.
Yeah, he is. I'm looking at that.
He said, I hate it. Super overrated. I hate how nothing is explained properly. Some might say it's part of the mystery, but I just call it lazy story. There was something under that blanket, and it was just a child playing a prank. But it really the tension of the episode. There was also something at the end of the universe outside Danny Jr.'s door, even though nothing was supposed to be alive. That's Jack and River playing a prank. And that really needs an explanation. That was Jack and River playing a prank. Also, the Doctor is scared of the dark is the biggest cop-R resolution in 50-odd years of television, books, audios, and comics. I don't know, because there's some pretty shit comics of that one where the villain turns out to be the Meta Crisis Doctor with a master beard, or also Adam Mitchell. Then he said, it's awful. You'd think that if the Doctor was scared of the dark since childhood, then he'd have given some indication of it at some point in the last 1,200 years. But no, somehow this is the first time it's ever mentioned. nah, this episode sucks and I'll never enjoy it. Not even Big Finish meaning it can redeem. So, also, earlier on, when Cameron said 12,000 years old, I think he meant 1,200.
Yeah.
And then I said 2,000 because when he regenerates, he's about 2,000.
Right, so I'll have to delete this entire episode.
4.5 billion.
Sorry, what?
Actually, it's 4.5 billion years old.
Ah, well, that's not technically how long he lived.
Well, that's another
Shobocast.
So, we've got five more to read.
Oh no, we have to read all.
It's a very popular episode. Well, I'm going to because I asked. So,
Okay.
Chris said, "Been ages since I last saw it. I remember enjoying it."
Come on.
You don't have to read out the typos.
But being left with a few too many unanswered questions.
Yes.
Point of the story. Kian says, I like the premise. I like the alternate timeline where Clara and Danny have kids and descendants. I like Kid Doctor. Sorry, lad. I like the Kid Doctor, and I like the ambiguous nature. Taylor says, contrary to the above, some of my favourite episodes are the ones that keep it a mystery and feel like they don't need to explain everything. There's a reason why Midnight, the Saturn Pit, and Listen are some of the most talked about episodes.
The Satan Piss. Just kidding, I love that one.
I always used to call it Saturn Pit as a kid because I'm a fucking idiot.
Because you are words.
Ed one's very quick. He says, if I'm not too late, the start with Capaldi on top of the TARDIS is Clara is a fucking idiot. That's it. To explain my love-hate relationship will take too long. And then finally, my mate Matthew says, up there with Midnight in terms of creating tension and fear in a view without explicitly showing a threat. A fantastic minimalist episode with an outstanding performance from Capaldi. So yeah, that's
alright, thanks everyone, as usual.
So what time it is now, Dan? It's randomizer time.
It's randomizer time. I normally have it open by now.
Do you know what time it is now, Dan? Random dancing.
That's pretty random.
So it's episode 10 next week?
Yeah, oh no, we don't need
wait.
to do the randomizer.
Oh, we don't need to do the randomizer, it's episode 10. So
No, we don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's the three doctors.
Look at
We
us,
could
10
do
weeks.
a randomizer anyway if you want for the honor.
Go on.
Just
No,
for a bit
because
of
we're not
fun.
going to watch
Three
it.
doctors. Set it to only choose the three doctors now. Randomizer.
Okay. Thanks for listening as usual. You can get in contact with us at Shobocast on places and things. Shobocast@gmail.com if you want to send longer things. Giggity. What else? I'm so sorry, my brain is scrambled.
Your one job.
I'm feeling very ill.
Coward.
Don't... Any advice? Don't do drugs.
Do drugs. Always run with scissors facing
Don't run with
upwards.
scissors facing...
Drive fast and take chances.
Live a quarter mile at a time or whatever the fuck that thing is.
It's all about family.
Yeah.
It is
Here
all
at the
about family.
Shobocast, we're all about family.
It's all about the
I
best
need to-
part of your movie being Kevin.
I swear there was something else to talk about.
Doctor Who.
Maybe it's all the news I missed out.
Go fuck yourself.
I think we swear at each other more now than we did in the first episode.
We didn't know each other well enough.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Alright, I will stop recording now.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh wait, you want me to stop now?
Yes.